Everyone has their own literacy narrative, which is their own story about how they learned how to read and write. My name is Emily Mahaney, and I have my own unique story from my literacy. When I was little, and even to this day, my sister has always been my best friend. We did everything together. Because she was 2 years older than me, she went to school before me and started learning how to read and write before me. She used to come home from school and read me her library books. I remember her reading this Miss Spider book to me, and it became one of my favorite childhood books. When Jordan would leave me for school, I can remember missing her and being so jealous that she would leave me. I was beyond excited when I started going to school and learning how to read. The first books I learned to read were called word bird books. They were short books with very basic words that helped with building up my vocabulary. I loved going home and reading them to my parents. I started practicing my own writing at home too, which really improved my skills. As my reading abilities improved, I moved on to more advanced books. I can remember being obsessed with the Magic Tree House, the Junie B. Jones books, and the Bailey School Kids books. These are the first chapter books that I started to read, and they really helped to develop my love for reading as a child. As my love for reading grew, the book fair quickly became my favorite thing about school. I used to save my money for my birthdays, and I would spend all of my money at the book fair. One of my favorite purchases from the book fair ever was a book called Judy Moody. When I was in 4th grade, I read my all-time favorite book for the first time, Old Yeller by Fred Gibson. As a dog person who had her own yellow Labrador at the time, Old Yeller pulled directly at my heart. I've read that book probably dozens of times since then. For Christmas this past year, I received a first edition copy of the book from my boyfriend, and it is now one of my most prized possessions. In middle school, my love for reading and writing really blossomed, and I spent a lot of my time in the library looking and searching for new books to read. I became obsessed with the Twilight books, the Harry Potter books, the Hunger Games books, and Sarah Dessen books. Middle school was also the time when I started to keep a journal where I would write my own personal thoughts and opinions. This is something that I still do to this very day. By the time high school rolled around, I started to mature in every way, including in my literacy. My love for reading continued, and I could be found reading pretty much constantly. I used to get in trouble for reading during class. I would even read with my dog. My new love for books really opened up a new world to me. By high school, I developed my own favorite authors, including Jodi Picoult, John Green, and Kristen Hanna. I also developed a certain style of book that I liked, which typically involved something that could make me cry and laugh. But honestly, I would read anything that anyone recommended to me. When I was a junior in high school, my English teacher had an assignment and a competition where everyone in the junior class had to write an essay entitled This I Believe, which he took as a spin-off assignment from a website full of essays about what people believe in. I chose to write an essay about how I believed in the power of compassion and how a little compassion can truly change the world. He told us that he was going to pick a winning essay, and he actually chose my essay out of all of the students in the junior class to be the winner. He ended up getting my writing framed, and he put it on his writing wall of fame in his classroom. I felt really proud of myself in that moment. This was the first time in my life where I really felt like I was good at writing, and I know that winning that essay contest has boosted my confidence as a writer even to this day. As an English education major, I have a firm belief that reading can change your life. Reading and writing can both open up new worlds to the reader, and I think that's why I enjoy reading so much. Through my years, I've created a list of books that I've read throughout my life that I believe have changed my life. All of these books have had a significant impact on how I view the world. Iggy's House by Judy Blume is a story about a white girl who befriends her new neighbors on the block, a black family. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky is a story about a boy named Charlie who is finding himself. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is a story about a girl named Scout whose attorney father is working to improve the innocence of a black man. When the Emperor Was Divine is the story about an American-Japanese family in an internment camp during World War II. Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult is a story about a black nurse who is told that she cannot take care of a baby by his white supremacist father. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald is a story about a man who is struggling with his own identity while watching somebody else's love story unfold. The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien is a collection of short stories, both fiction and nonfiction, about war and its repercussions. Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer is a story about a boy named Alex who is trying to determine what love really is. Every single one of these books changed my life when I read them. My perspective of the world is now different, and the kind of person that I want to be is different in a better way after reading these books. I think that's what makes a good book, really. Something that can challenge the way that you think. My literacy story does not just help to explain who I am as a reader or a writer, but it truly does help to explain who I am as a person.